Tutorial of Google My Maps. Today I'm going to show you a couple cool tricks to use to get the most out of Google My Maps. If you have never heard of Google My Maps or haven't seen it used before, this will be a great tutorial. If you've used them already, you probably know some of the cool details about them, and maybe this can give you a couple new ideas. Okay, so let's get started. So firstly, you need to be in Google Drive, and you're going to open up a new document or a new file. So you're going to click the New button. And instead of going to Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides, you're going to go to the More section, and you're going to see this is going to open up some other apps that are Google or connected to Google. We have Google My Maps right here. We're going to click there. All right, so you're going to see we have a base map of the United States. We're going to title that US Map. You can put a description here if you'd like. I'm not going to. And moving forward. All right, so first things first, you have a number of base maps that you can use. I'm going to show you some of them. So this is the base map we're looking at right now. You can choose a satellite view, which looks pretty cool. It's kind of a topographic, and you could see the ocean shelves there. You can choose this, which is terrain, so you're going to get more of a topographic view. Then we have light political map that's just going to show the states or the countries. We have mono city, so you're going to get some cities there as well. It's kind of a lighter colored map. We have simple atlas, which looks like that. Light landmass, dark landmass, and finally whitewater. You could choose whatever you'd like. I'll go with the normal map. This is the one that's closest to Google Maps. Okay, so follow me up here. This search bar up here and these option bars, that's going to be your main component of using Google My Maps. So let's start. Let's say that you want to add a marker or a pin to your map. Let's say you want to choose New York City. And you can see that automatically fills it out for you. Let's choose New York City. It will take you to New York City. Now it's not on your map yet. You still have to add it to the map. So you're going to click plus add to the map. And you see we have a Google pin there. That should be pretty familiar to anyone who's used Google Maps before. Okay, what's different about Google My Maps is that you can customize this pin and you can include audio, visual components, and text. So you can see here we have the absolute location of the pin of New York City. Okay, we have New York, New York. You can look at this in Google Maps if you choose to. Okay, here is the style of the pin. This is going to let you customize that. You can change color. Let's keep it purple. You can also change the shape. And finally, if you want to get really creative, you can go to more icons and you can select them from a multitude of icons. We have things ranging from business, crisis, facilities and services, points of interest, recreation, transportation, and weather. So you have tons of choices. Let's say that you wanted to point out a theater. Maybe you would use this icon right here. For New York City, they have Broadway. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. So let's close this out. And if you scroll out or in, it's going to stay the same size. So you can see New York right there. If you want to change the icon, you can also do that. Let's say you want to make it a heart. I love New York. So you're going to choose that. And now we're going to have the yellow heart there. So those are just two of the many options you could choose. Let's close this up. All right. Now, we can edit the actual icon. So we can change the shape. Now we can type some things in. Let's type the city that never sleeps. Now we'll have a little bit of text. Obviously, if you want your students to use this, you might want to have them research that city, area, what have you, and then type in some information in there. Let's save that. And now anytime they click on this is what they'll see. New York, the city that never sleeps. Okay, that's when you're editing. You can also add images or videos. So you can just find the URL code of the picture, or you can use a Google image search. Let's go NYC and see what pops up. All right, that one looks pretty good. We're going to use that one. And that's what people will see when they click on your icon. Let's go back there, make sure we choose the right one, and there we go. That's if you want to add more than one image or video, you may do that. If you wanted to say connect or link a video, you might go to YouTube search, New York City. Obviously, you're going to have a whole bunch of options here. New York Vacation Travel Guide, that looks good. We'll select that. And so now when they click on it, you have the option of looking at pictures or even videos. Let's save that. Okay, you can also choose to find directions to here based on where you start or from another point, which would be great for showing migration on a map. And if you want to get rid of this icon, you can delete it and it will get rid of it altogether. So let's take a look at what other kinds of things we can do with Google Maps. So you saw the first one, we did New York City, we typed it in the map. We can also do, let's say we want to look at Washington, we can do it this way, or we could choose to click this button and add the marker manually. So and there we go. Let's add Washington, D.C., the capital. There we go. And let's say we want to make that purple. Let's say it is a capital, so maybe we'll use a star icon instead. Once again, you can add information, but it's already been added, the capital. You can add more. If you wanted to look up something and add a link, maybe the Wikipedia page of Washington, D.C., you can copy that. Let's go back to the map. And let's edit once again, and we will paste it. And you can see here the link for Washington, D.C. is right there, so it's really convenient for the reader. Once again, we can do Google image search. And let's see what comes up. That one looks good. And there we go. Once again, you can add videos, you can add pictures, you can do directions. Okay, so that is the two ways of adding a marker to your Google My Map. Another thing that you can do, and let's scroll out now so we can see our two tabs. There we go, our two icons, should I say. The next option would be to draw a line. Now this is really great when drawing boundaries or perhaps rivers. So let's do the Mississippi River. And see, I'm clicking here, and each time I click, it's changing the direction. Here we go, all the way up, Mississippi River. Now it won't be exact, but it'll give you a general estimate. Double click when you're finished, and let's go back here. Line 3. Let's edit and make this the Mississippi River. Okay, and even now we can add some text. The nation's longest river. We can save. Now, unlike icons, you're going to be limited, but you can still choose the color. Since it's a river, let's choose blue. Nice blue color. You can only really not change the icon, but you can change the width. So you can say make it this wide or this thin. Let's keep it somewhere in the middle. Okay. You can add text, which we already did, nation's longest river. You can add pictures, just like you would with an icon. Let's see what we have here. Here's a good picture of the river. You could even add videos to this as well. Okay, let's close out of here, scroll out, and there we go. We have the Mississippi River. Okay, another cool thing that you can do with lines, you can do shapes. So let's say you want to go around the outside of, Yellowstone National Park. We'll come over here, come up around, box that in, and now we're going to connect. See how it kind of picked it up? It automatically picked that up. Okay, we're going to type in Yellowstone. Okay, we'll write National Park. All right, now to customize shapes, you can change the transparency. You can see stock color is black, but you can change that. Since it's a national park, I want to make it green. We can make it as dark or as light as we choose. We can also change the borders to make them as thick or thin as we choose. That looks good enough. You can see how many square miles, how many total miles are in the diameter. You can add text. You can add pictures. Let's see if we can find a picture for Yellowstone. Here we go, some nice pictures of buffalo. Perfect. We will save that. And let's see how our map's looking now. So we have our river, we have our 2 cities, and we have Yellowstone. Let's see what it looks like from the viewer's perspective. So now we're going to go to the preview. Okay, so when we click on something, you can see it shows up the picture we've added, Yellowstone, our description, National Park. Let's see the Mississippi River. There we go, we have a picture of the river, the description. New York, the picture. We can see there's also the description. And finally, Washington, D.C. And we can see there we have our link and our description. Let's go back to editing. Okay, some other options that you can choose to do are, once again, directions. You can have a direction from one place to another that will show up on the map. For example, you might have walking from, let's say, Boston to New York. Let's see what that looks like. There we go, walking distance. You could show movement of people as well. All right, so just like any other Google document, slide, sheet, you can share it with people. So if you click the share button, you can add the people that you would like to share this map with, and you can choose if they will have editing or viewing quality. So if you choose editing, obviously they'll be able to change things on your map, which is great for collaboration. But if you're a teacher and you're making a map that you want to share with their class, you might want to choose view, and that way your students can't mess around with it too much and change things. They can still interact with it and see the descriptions of each icon, but they won't be able to change them. And the final thing here that I'm going to show you that's pretty neat, but it's more of an advanced feature, is adding layers. So this is great if you want to take your map making to the next level and you want to show change over time. So what a layer will do would be, if we add a layer, let's say our first untitled layer, which is the one we were working on, we want to name that 1750 for the year 1750. Now, let's say that our second layer, we want to label 1850 to show how America has changed over time. Now, when we click off the directions and we click off 1750, you're going to see that everything's gone. But now we're in the 1850s, so let's say we put a pin somewhere. We'll save. Let's make 2 pins. Save. Okay. Now, if we click this off, they will disappear. If we click it on, they will appear. If we click 1750, only the pins and the icons created in our 1750 map will show up. So that's really kind of an advanced level use of this, but I could see a lot of teachers being able to use that in that manner. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've got with Google My Maps. It's a great way to teach 5 themes of geography. It's a great way to give students some personal experience working with maps and doing research, both 21st century skills. So good luck with Google My Maps, and let me know if you find any cool new ways to use it. Take care until next time.